just dropped Kim off at the school. Well, Kim and Michaela and Dixie, they're off to DC for the week. So I've got a couple little surprises planned for Kim. One of them being I am going to get her office done. So I'm going to put together this video, and she has no idea this is going on. So she took some of the video equipment with her. So this ought to be interesting. We're gonna have to use the phone for the majority of it, so it may not be the best audio, but we will see how it goes. Throughout the week, I will be putting together a bunch of crates, and then the crates will become the shelving in her office, so that it's an old farm style office. So I get to be a little creative. It's gonna be kind of interesting, and I hope you enjoy this. I hope she enjoys it when she gets back. We'll see. Hopefully at the end of this video, we'll have something put together so that you can see her reaction when she sees this, and hopefully I can keep it a secret without spilling the beans throughout the week. So we'll see. Sadie will still be with me after school at nights, so she'll help me out get some of the work done. She doesn't know she's going to do that yet either, so we'll see her reaction possibly when she finds out she has to do this with me. So all right, we'll see how it goes. I've got all the wood, as you can see, in my dad truck behind me. That's what I commonly call my minivan, my dad truck. So I've got all the wood in there. Picked it all up from Menards just a little bit ago, so now we're unloading it. And we're in my garage. Say hi, John.
Hey.
Hi, John. All right. John's here to help me. We're getting all these, gonna get all these cut and put together, and we'll show you what we're doing little by little. First thing we're doing is we got some 1x10s by 8s. We're cutting those down for the sides of the crates, and then from there we will cut down a bunch of lathe wood, and we'll give you some pictures and stuff here with that, and we'll use those for the siding, and we'll see how it goes. Right now we're cutting our 1x10s by 8 foots down to 1 foot. We're using a Craig jig to make this a little bit faster, so we just basically hold on, and I'll show you a real quick cut here, and it's one quick cut. Alright, we only have to do that about another 50 more times or so. Alright, so we cut 62 boards, 10 by 1 by 12 is what we ended up with, 62 of them. And what we're ultimately looking to do, that one's attached, this is a sample of what we're looking to do here. So again, what we just made, just cut, are the end pieces. Now we have all the lathe here to cut. So you just get cheap bundles of lathe at Menards. So this is costing me, these two here cost me about $1 for the 2 boards on average. This stuff here cost me about $2, cost me about $4 roughly all total to make one of these. But next we got to cut a bunch of lathe for 32 or 31 of these boxes. So we have a lot left to go. So here it goes. Alright, so what John's doing here is he's cutting all the lathe. It just basically comes in a bundle from Menards. While he's stacking that up, I'm working on actually on this desk over here, or this table over here, working on putting the crates together. As you can see, the stack there. But he's got a little stop here. So the stop stops it at 18 inches, and he just runs a cut. He stacks them up for me to grab. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're taking the 2 end pieces, obviously, and we're putting the lathe in between it to make the box. So what we're going to do, what I do is, you don't have to be perfect, because as I've been saying all night, it gives a character when you make a mistake a little bit. But I just start off by kind of getting a 90-degree turn off of one, and then I just make my box, just start beginning to make my box as close as I can to square, because again, squaring itself will take care of itself when we get it inside. You just keep going, keep punching them together. Once I get my 2 ends together like this, now this is kind of the bottom side, it's the longer side. So I'm using a total of 6 slats. So I just throw my other ones up here. Once I get my 6, did I get 2? Yeah, 2. Once I get my 6 up here, I just space them out a little evenly. So once it's like that, I've just been holding them down. Upload. Alright. Something comes unadjusted, just readjust, put it back together again, and that's the back. And then the way we're doing the sides, kind of line it up again in the corner. Make sure my other side's kind of lined up. Like that, bumped it, readjust, and we're done. So it's pretty much done again. 5 slats on that side, 6 slats on the back, 5 slats on this side. As you can see, I use once I get the back, I actually use the 5th one to cover up all the way to the back. So I have a nice kind of balanced corner there. So it's pretty sturdy. This is pretty heavy duty. Simple book's not going to break that. You know, a lot of weight, if I put all my weight on that, it might break the slats. But other than that, pretty sturdy. So good to go. So easy, even a little girl can do it.
Oh, be quiet.
We decided we're not going to do any painting or anything like that. We're going to keep it all natural. So John's here, and he is sanding these down, just kind of making them, taking off the rough edges, when it cuts themselves, that kind of thing, making them look halfway decent. But we're going to try and stick with the more natural look. So the dents and dings are staying, just to keep it natural. And then while he's doing that, I am working with building some shelves, some supports and so forth for the shelves around the windows, and then also be building the shelves that the crates are going to be sitting on. John's still working on getting these all sanded down and so forth. While he's doing that, I'm working on shelving. Part of this is going to be above the window because some of the crates are going to go up on top of the shelf. So I created 2 of these wood shelves. They're 12-inch 1x12s basically cut down. I used some of the 1x12s to make my supports here. I also have used above it. Basically, this is the shelf for the window here that we created. I'm just using basic simple L brackets, putting them on the back of that, screwing them in. I'm using the tap cons here, 1 1/4 inch or 1 3/4 inch tap cons to go in because I got lath and plaster over brick, so I'm going to go all the way into the brick in order to hold it properly. So that's what we're using here, just simple L brackets and the blue tap cons all the way through. And these are just designed to fit right over the window, so that way the crates can sit right up on top of this with about an inch to 1.5 overhang. This will sit out just a little bit, but all the bottom shelves will be the same. I'll show you that in a little bit, but we'll see where that goes. So what we got done now thus far is we're putting up these shelves here. We're anchoring them into the wall using, just like up here, we had some wood angle brackets. Made up some wood angle brackets here. This shelf will go around to the corner here. So what I'm doing is building 1 shelf straight across, and then because these walls are not 90-degree angles, I'll cut my other piece, hopefully to fit right along with this one, or at least pretty close, and it'll go extend out to this side. I'll be using wherever I put it, right here, an electrical box cover. It'll go on the top so it won't be seen from the bottom, and basically that will mount the 2 together. Hopefully to keep them somewhat plane, somewhat level on the same plane. So that's what we're working on right now. We're getting there little by little, using the handy dandy crates as my floor jacks, I guess, if you will. But I've got a bracket in the back right here in an angle, 1 in the middle, 1 on the other end. When I go to do the other one, I'll have 2 here, and again, I'm out in the middle. Eventually the desk tonight, hopefully, will get put down here at the bottom, be about an 18-inch gap up to the top shelf where the crates begin. So you'll see that performing throughout, or increasing throughout the day as we get further along, but that's where we're at now. Thanks. Okay, so we're getting down to crunch time at 6:30. Kim comes home in about 6 hours, 6-7 hours roughly, depending on when they get here. So what I'm still working on, the shelving and so forth, and lighting, which was a surprise I told you guys about. So we picked this rope lighting up, and I'm putting it behind. I'll show you some pictures of what that's going to look like, but in the end I'll show you obviously the end result of it all. But the rope lighting is going to backlight the cases. So in this are the crates. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting these supports up. Basically they're just 3x1s in a sense. A little higher quality because they're a little bit smoother, a little bit flatter against the wall for me. I'm just putting them in with some 1 3/4 inch tap cons. Once I get them in, I'm using these little clips that come with the rope lights, and I'm screwing them right into the side, and the rope lights just clip right in there. And as you can see, I'm just kind of weaving it back and forth, and that gives it kind of that light up pattern. I'm not trying to necessarily outline every single crate or anything like that. Just trying to put some lighting behind there, kind of give it some ambiance, whatever they call it. So, okay, before I forget, as you can see, I just mounted these two. But what I didn't tell you is I put a 1/4 inch block underneath of one of them because the outside of the rope light won't be going through or won't have a chance to go through. But this gives me that space just to run the light through, just in case I need it. I did down here, I did it the same thing, and obviously it ended at the bottom, so I needed to run it over to the next side. So thankfully I thought of that ahead of time. So just make sure you think of that if you're going to do the same thing. This is as done as it's going to get. We've got everything up. We'll show you we'll put some pictures online. As you can see, some of the stuff behind me, but it is done, as much done as it's going to get tonight. So we'll surprise Kim with it. We'll try and get a video of their surprise and throw it at the end of this. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's something that maybe you can get a use out of. If you do like it, make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment. Don't make a comment about all the mistakes I made because I'm not a master carpenter. So hopefully Kim will like it. Open your eyes and turn around.
What? Whoa. Can you open eyes? Oh, wow.
Open your eyes and turn around, Dixie.
Oh, my word.
Okay, we went through everything to try and find things to put inside the...
That's so pretty. I don't want to put anything on them.
Oh, just see.
See your eyes get real big.
No.